Welcome to Wednesdays with Willa. I am your host, Willa White, and this is my weekly podcast show that airs on Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern on my Facebook page, Willa White Medium. Also goes out on my YouTube channel as well as the Lilydale Assembly Facebook page. So lots of places for you to tune in. And this is year 8 of Wednesdays with Willa. So
Wow.
you can look back at the archive videos of the show, and I have so many great guests and great topics that have happened throughout the year. So you can binge watch to your heart's content. And I have to say, it's always fun to look back and I get messages from people going, "This is such a great show," and it was like 5 years ago or something. So it's really beautiful how it's still educating people out there, and I'm glad that this show is going forward. I do focus on topics relating to spiritualism, mediumship, healing, faith, family, and more. And it's just a delight to always connect with you all. And please like and share and comment and follow and subscribe and all of those good things so that we can keep bringing shows to you. As a reminder, I do have a few online classes that I do feel are very valuable for people. It's a January video learning series package that you can find on my website, willowhite.com, that includes meditation, positive affirmations, your inner guide, how to really talk and listen to that inner guide, and also the magical journey within. And it's a way of affecting positive healing inside of you now. So that is only on for the month of January. So take advantage of it while you can. I'll have another February video series that will be starting soon. So keep posted about that. And I want to introduce our beautiful welcomed guide today to the celebrating of the year of the snake. I have with me today Reverend Patricia Bell. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Willa. And I'd like to start off by talking about how spiritualism and the celebration of these things are in common. During this celebration, it's always in what we know as the new moon in Aquarius. Otherwise, in Native American Indian thinking, the gathering moon, where people would come together during this moon to put together their ideas and how they would like to move forward with the group. But what is so amazing about it is that it has the ancestral link. In other words, to our loved ones in spirit.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I love
That's
that
right.
that's part of this too. Because I know a lot of people that say this is the first time that they've been introduced to Chinese astrology or even astrology. And I think that's going to be a beautiful thing that they know that mediumship is enhanced during this time too.
It is because, and as far as the Chinese go, it's called springtime. And what happens if you're in China, you can barely get to your hometown because this is the one time of the year that everybody goes home to be with family.
Oh, so they go home to roost for a little bit for the celebration.
2 weeks
Beautiful.
they go home.
2 weeks. Wow.
Yeah, from the new moon to the full moon.
So does everything get shut down for them for those 2 weeks for the most part, except for
A lot.
transport?
Yep. Mhm. A lot. But it's a time where they honor their ancestors, because we do certain feng shui cures. It's like just even the burial of an ancestor. If an ancestor is buried in what is considered a sacred place, it enhances the communication with those people in the living.
Mm.
You know, um, the Native American Indians, had their ghost dances,
Hmm.
in which they allowed the ancestors to talk to them. And, there's genuinely an altar somewhere where the ancestors are honored.
Mm.
And it's like they don't forget because they understand this continuation.
Yeah, the
You
continuation of energy is so very important and bringing forward the old into the new.
exactly. Now, the Chinese Year of the Snake
Can we
is
just get the use? I better say this to everybody. When I first realized it was the year of the snake, there's this Indiana Jones part of me that says, I hate snakes. Just like how he is in the movies, right? Oh, snakes. But I think after people tune into this episode, they'll have a different understanding of the snake and be more welcoming to its symbology and also spiritual energy.
exactly because it is an emotionally, this year in particular is an emotionally transformative, intuitive year,
Mhm.
which brings wisdom. Now, there are a lot of people that are afraid of the year of the snake. And it's like, and I hear it all the time. It's a snake year because most people don't want to transform. And this year can be a year for some people, it can be radically transformative. Now, when I say that, it could be them moving from one job to another, it could be them moving one state to another, it could be moving one house to another. This is the time where each one of us are going to strive to be our authentic self.
Mhm.
And it is with the blessings of our ancestors that we use our intuition, not because they're there to tell us what to do, but it is the love and support that is in the year. Also, as you know, there is ancestral healing that can happen, and that those of us on this earth plane can do that and elevate the consciousness of everyone on the earth and assist those who have crossed over.
I love it.
You know, it's amazing. And of course, those in spirit want their ancestors to be able to uh, do what they can to elevate, you know?
And they do that spirit team that is around us does assist. It's kind of like they're the angels in the wings on the theater of life. They're always there for us.
Absolutely. So here we are as mere mortals, as I would put it, and we're celebrating because this is a time, an amazing time. Now, I want you to think of Buddha, and Buddha sat as an aesthetic to become enlightenment. If
Mhm.
there was ever a year for the potential of spiritual evolvement, it's this one. Now, some people evolve easily because they do their spiritual practice. Some people evolve because they're being squeezed.
Mhm.
You
Yeah, there are a lot
know,
of people who learn through struggle.
exactly. They do. And here's the key. In this year, and I'm recommending everybody reread or read The New Earth by Eckhart Tolle
That's a good book.
because he addresses people dumping their pain bodies
Mm.
on other people. This is something you could find in this year, or you could find yourself letting go of your own personal pain body.
Yes.
How awesome is that? And it's like, okay, a new earth. By letting go of the pain, I can get into a flow. Think about a snake. It moves easily.
Hmm.
It doesn't struggle. It really doesn't struggle. But Buddha, when he was in meditation, we always see these images of the cobra that comes,
Mm.
which was a form of the Kundalini
Right.
that allowed every part of us to evolve to our consciousness. And we find the oneness, the connection with our ancestors. We find the illusion. You know, in this year, we're going to have to look at our intuitive self for the truth
Yes.
because there's going to be confusion.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be confusion. And this confusion can affect people in many ways. A, by the pain bodies that someone else is dumping or you're dumping. Also, our emotions affect our physical health.
Mm-hmm.
The caduceus has snakes on it. When you see medical symbol, you see the caduceus, snakes. So that excites me because this says to me, this is a year of profound healing. Profound healing. So with that said, I'm going to tell you about the white immortal snake. It's a story about once upon a time, there was a white snake, and there was someone who was a man who was going to kill the snake. And yet this other man stopped him and saved this white snake. Well, that was years and years and years. And then through the series of reincarnation, the white immortal snake came back and married the man who saved her. He was a healer. Now, he had a teacher who was jealous of him. And he was opening up his shop and he had all these herbs. Well, the teacher, in his jealousy, obviously dumping his pain body, sold him bad herbs. But his wife, who was an immortal, took the herbs and transformed him. That when the plague in the village came, it was her husband's herbs that saved the village. And even his own teacher had to come back and buy the herbs from him. Okay, so here we are talking about outside events affecting us and
Mm-hmm.
how we handle that.
Right.
Now, the husband didn't realize his wife was an immortal. So what happened is there was an outside influence saying you have a daemon in your cottage. And he's going, my wife isn't a daemon, you know. Come on, Willa, you can understand why people would think people who connect to spirit could be a daemon. But
And the
so,
spelling of that is Daemon.
right,
Yeah, there's a
exactly,
difference for everybody out
exactly.
there.
Yeah, it's not a demon, you know.
Right.
Actually, daemon is the, I would like to say, the higher self of you that you can be,
Okay.
that you have to get in touch with through your meditations and who you are. So this fellow said, well, give your wife this drink at a certain time and you will see what I'm talking about. Well, he did do that. And she said, I'm not feeling well. She went to bed and he saw her in her immortal state of being a white snake. And it caused him to drop dead.
Oh
She
no,
awakened.
I
She
don't like
awakened.
this story anymore.
Wait.
Oh no.
She awakened from seeing what happened to her husband, and she knew she could save him. So she went to the heavens and found the herb of long life and healing and brought it back to him. And of course, he awoke and they conceived a child of wisdom and grace. See, but part of this story is about healing. It's about herbal healing. It's about having the understanding that you have to be willing to heal yourself, and that you play such a significant part of it. And it's also a story about how love heals,
Mm-hmm.
how there are those of us who love will go with our spirituality to do what we can. Now, we all, as you know, it's always between our soul and God and how we walk our path and what lessons we have to learn or what we have to do. But in this year, we can elevate our consciousness to make our path flow, which is great. And it's wonderful because it's going to be a year of lot of changes, and we have to go inside and find who is our authentic self. How can we trust ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
How can we look at what healing we need and not just others? And should we choose to be healers, whether it's through mediumship or hands-on healing or art or anything else that we do it with that inner connection between ourself and the source. I mean, on one hand, I'm excited, and on the other hand, I know that we need to expect change,
Mm-hmm.
and change isn't easy.
Why couldn't this be a butterfly instead of a snake? If they were gonna have the change, why can't it just be the butterfly? We
Well,
like
the
the
butterfly incubates, and
yes.
during the Chinese Year of the Dragon, we got insights of what we wanted to see in the future. It's sort
Mm,
of like, gee, I'd like to do this and I'd like to do that. This is the year where we shed the skins of the past to allow ourselves to go in the flow to see where we're going to get what it is we wanted.
mm,
It's
mm,
amazing. Um, I have a dear friend who is an acupuncturist, and she's a dragon. And all through the dragon year, she put together opening up her new acupuncture office. And here it is in the year of the snake, where she has shed the skin of the past and is now treating people in her new office, which is totally in tune with not just Oriental medicine, but the consciousness of other people.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Some people can't always accept Oriental healing, that they are very, and I happen to be one that believes Spirit has given us gifts, and I'll use all of them, whether it's modern medicine or alternative, whatever my soul requires, I will use it and be grateful that, we have this. And I know that there may be change in our medical structure too,
mm-hmm.
as
Especially
well.
because of the symbol. Yeah, yeah.
And there may be people, because there's so much emotion. It is like our emotions affect our body. There's a book that says the body always keeps score.
Mm-hmm,
So when you have some sort of emotional event, that vibrational quality of that affects the physical quality of you unless you have handled it,
mm-hmm,
you know? And I recognize for myself the bumps in the road. Gee, I can see where that bothered me, and I can see how that affected me. And the key here is to be able to understand that and to move forward. So, with that in mind, we think about, okay, what can I do to move forward? Right?
Right.
So, some of the cures for this year happens to be crystals.
Mm.
And we're very blessed in Lilydale because we have Reverend Joanne Copley Nigaro, who makes bracelets with crystals. And so we can always ring her up and let her make a special bracelet for us that we may want to wear during this time, which is like a touchstone to remind us that we can flow through the changes. It's not like a magic pill, it's a reminder of who we are, that we have the ability to access our consciousness in a way to appropriate the flow. So if you're born in the year of the rat, you may want to have a moonstone. If you're born in the year of a tiger, you see, because there's 12 signs.
When I was first introduced to Chinese astrology, it was
Mhm.
when I was at a Chinese restaurant, and they used to have cute little
Yes.
paper placemats, and it would have that, and we'd find our year, and we go, "Oh, you're a such and such, and you're a such and such," and everybody would then know what their animal was for their year. But I never went beyond that. So it's kind of interesting. So a person, if they are not used to this and they hadn't seen the placemat from decades ago at a Chinese restaurant, they could go online and look for their birth year and their, Chinese astrology and plug in your birth year and it'll pop out what they are, correct?
It'll pop out the animal,
Yes.
but it not only pops out the animal, it pops out the element. Like
Ah,
this is the Chinese year of the wood snake, and wood is growth.
mm, trees grow. Okay.
Yes. And you think about that. And each person who has, like I'm an earth ox,
Mhm.
and the wood is an element that tries to control earth. Think about the roots going into the ground. And so I have to look at the fact that not to let this year control me or people with wood energy to control me because they are ambitious groups of people. And this is going to be an ambitious year. I mean, there's going to be a lot of things happening, and people are going to be ready to start this, that, and another thing. But the key is flow versus control.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in this is a yin year, so it's going to be a lot more internal and gentle,
Mm.
whereas the yang years are very external. All right. Last year was a yang wood dragon. And just think of everything that happened in 2024 that was ambitious and going on. But now we're in a yin growth, which is bringing our internal selves to it. So, as we get back to the stones,
Right.
we look at the moonstone for people who are born in the year of the rat. We look at the oxus, the obsidian stone. The tiger is amethyst. The rabbit is rose quartz. The dragon is citrine. The snake is lapis.
Mm.
The horse happens to be turquoise. The goat or sheep happens to be jade. The monkey is aquamarine. The rooster happens to also be peridot or citrine. And we have got the dog that is smoky quartz. And we have the pig that is tiger's eye.
So is that the gem that it is all the time for them, or does it change each year?
It's just for this year.
Just for this year. So there's an element that's on elements that are on rotation, and there are gems that are on rotation for all of the
And there's colors on rotation
and
too.
colors on rotation. Okay.
Okay, so the four major stones, let's say you don't know, the smoky quartz, which is the stone for the dog, helps ground people. Whereas we're talking about the ruby, which is to be consistent and to inspire and to move forward. But you can also use a garnet
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
can do the same thing. You have an emerald, which brings the green, the moving forward energy, but you also can have the jade. And the tiger's eye in this year is very protective. Why is that so? Why do we feel as though we need that? Because there might be too much going on for that one person that they need to have better boundaries.
Hmm.
And tiger's eye, there are stones and they are protective and they vibrate in that level. And if you're in tune with it, fine. If you're not, fine. It's just some aspects.
Yes.
The key is this is going to be a very interesting time. Now, the main colors for this year, and it doesn't go necessarily by animal or year. The main colors for the year, the snake, is burgundy, which you're wearing, and emerald green, and a light pink like the roses, and a light blue like the background.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't realize that the reason we have pink to girl babies, it was to give them more energy. And we gave blue to boy babies to calm them down.
Interesting.
Isn't it? I mean, I like the fact that we got smoky quartz to keep us grounded, because if there's a whole lot of change going on and you only have to look at the globe to see it's happening, you know, not that I'm telling anybody to go out and watch the news, but some things are going to affect us, and I know some people are going to feel very much involved in how it's being affected.
So
Whether
when you say they use the gems, that's what for each one, but then the colors that you just gave us, that was for everybody the whole year.
Mhm. So if you need an extra boost, you might consider a touch of pink. If you feel you need to calm down because everything's getting, whoa, I'm feeling overwhelmed, you grab the blue.
It makes me wonder whether the fashion industry knows about this.
They do. Do
They
you want to know
do?
why?
Why?
Because one of the largest buyers in the fashion industry is from the Orient, from China.
Oh.
You can go out and you'll be able to see sneakers with a snake on them. You'll be able to, I mean,
It'll
uh,
just sort of happen this
mhm,
year. It'll sneak into the fashions, as it were,
Right.
and the
It
colors, the
exactly.
trends. Hmm.
Right. So I'm looking to see a big burgundy trend, you know. You just look at it to see what is, springtime, because obviously, if you are a snake, you are told to wear burgundy
Mhm.
to keep
Like
you
every day? Are you saying like this is something like every day or at least once a week? Like how often should people be wearing these colors?
Well, if I was born in the year of the snake, you see my red band?
Yes.
The monks gave us that. It's to help not being overwhelmed.
Mm.
But the burgundy color is so important. And as I am advising everybody to go out and get themselves a burgundy wallet so that they not only protect the monies they have, but invite it. Now, think of it from a neuro-linguistic programming. Every
Okay.
time I see my burgundy wallet, it's a subliminal message from my mind saying, I'm ready to have more money. I'm willing to receive. I put the intention out by buying the wallet. And so I can do that.
So what is next year's wallet color?
Oh, I'm not going to go there yet.
Okay.
No, no, no. There's going to be so much happening this year. We need to stay here.
Now the Chinese year doesn't start until the January in January here, and so it's the end of
In
January to the
January
end
or
of
February,
January every time, right? Is that
it
how when it runs?
starts at the first new moon in Aquarius,
Okay.
which is either at the end of January
Mm-hmm.
when Aquarians are born
Mm-hmm.
or February.
Okay.
So this is why the years change. And this year, it's very early because it's January 29th.
Mm-hmm.
Now, January 28th is New Year's Eve. And generally amongst Oriental people, that the Oriental people on January 28th will celebrate with family.
Oh,
The
nice.
New Year's Eve, they celebrate with family. And and there's some very guidelines like new clothes. And right before that, the house has to be cleaned because there's no cleaning. You don't even bathe during this time because you don't want to wash away the good luck on the 28th and the 29th.
So from what day to what? So what day to what day do they not wash?
Is the evening of the 28th
And 28th
and the 29th.
and 29th. And so because they don't want to wash away the good luck.
Exactly.
Okay. And then what happens after that?
Well, then on the 29th, they have extended family
Mm-hmm.
that comes to visit. And then just like almost our Christmas, we have Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then we have for some Boxers Day, where you
Okay.
get together with friends and family.
Mhm.
Remember, this celebration is 2 weeks. It's like, okay, I haven't seen my family all year round, and
Sure.
I come
Big
home
deal.
for 2 weeks. I mean, I don't know. I guess we could imagine that happening, but I don't know any of my family that's going to hang out for 2 weeks because they always seem busy. But and we do see each other during Thanksgiving or the holidays, right?
Sure. Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
whether but I think the United States' big holiday is Thanksgiving for multiple reasons. And, maybe they come for Boxer's Day or New Year's Eve or what have you.
And
But
don't they
this,
have those little red envelopes or something that they
yes,
do?
yes, yes.
But they're
The
not
red,
burgundy. a burgundy color. They're brighter red, aren't they?
Well, generally they're given to children
Hmm.
and there's money inside.
Hmm.
Now, you can give them to your friends and you can slip money in there, and they put that in their wallet to represent having good fortune throughout the year.
So is that
Now,
why when the Buddhist monks come to Lilydale, they're wearing burgundy and gold typically? Is that another reason why they have chosen those colors?
uh, for that particular set,
Okay.
there's other Buddhist monks that are all in gold.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know, it depends from where they come. Like even with Thich Nhat Hanh's monks, they don't wear so much robes as they wear like Oriental type of jackets,
Right. Yes, I
you
noticed that
know.
too. Hmm.
So you can see the different sects and how they wear them. But most of the time, you see, the idea is if you're thinking of this year being a Kundalini experience going up your spine, you know,
Hmm.
you think about how that affects you and how it affects the circulation in your life and the movement. And I strongly recommend whomever is serious about studying their spirituality to stay in touch with their spiritual teachers,
Hmm.
because for yourself, you may find you get quite a few calls from your students, things like that, because they may need the reassurance. It's like, wow, this is powerful. This is
Yeah.
going on.
Hmm.
I would be remiss in saying, once again, this is a year of healing. And one of the cures for healing is putting um, getting a basin or that looks like a teacup with a lid, small, it doesn't have to be big, leaving it out, saying prayers, putting rice in it, closing it, and leaving it in the room of someone who may be sick so that it can absorb whatever energies that there are. And then after it's over, do not open the lid, do not do anything, just throw it away.
So that rice will help to absorb any of the
Negativity.
energies, negativity, and assist. Kind of like if you drop a cell phone in water, you immediately put it into rice.
Exactly, exactly. And of course, you can have a medicine Buddha or something like that there too. And again, this is a touchstone for wellness.
Hmm.
This isn't like, it's not the magic bullet,
Hmm.
but the idea is there's either someone that got me this cure because every time I know it's there, I know in my heart of hearts, there's someone who loves me that wants me well. And that's the way I see this. It's reminders. The reason I talk to you about colors and crystals is because most of the time people don't want to use um, Chinese ornaments. Let's say they don't want a medicine Buddha, but maybe they want Padre Pio, or maybe they want, Saint Rita, the Saint of Impossible, or something like that, or someone that, like in spiritualism, we say the God of your understanding.
Hmm.
Maybe it's nature, maybe whatever it is, that's that touchstone
Hmm.
that
It could be
allows.
a good time for them to have a rosary out with their with Christian cross and sit with their devotional books.
Right, or it can be their mala beads, whichever works for them. I mean,
Exactly.
even the Greeks have worry beads. It's there's all kinds of aspects that people can use. And it is a reminder that this is a new beginning. And it's one of the most exciting new beginnings. There's some friends of mine from Western astrology who truly believe this is a year of radical transformation.
Mm.
And I feel as though that is potential. But if I want to transform, and this is me, I want to do it spiritually. I
Yeah.
want to have that consciousness. If this is an opportunity for me to have a consciousness, for me to go into a gamma state,
Mm.
oh, wow, that's what I want to happen. But Willa, you know better than anybody the chosen choose. And that if you want to develop your spiritual life, you have to make that choice
Mm-hmm.
daily, not just once a year, every day. So if every day you see that crystal or that cure or that color that says to you, this is my path, you make that choice. Now, there are over 2,000 schools of feng shui, and each one of them shifts the energy in the household during the new year. So here's your secret cure. Doesn't matter. You go out and buy yourself a new doormat. Okay.
Okay.
And I would strongly recommend that you buy it in the colors of the year. So
Oh,
you might want to go get a burgundy mat. I personally have a mat with the snake on it, you know, because
you're just like, let this get this over with. Snake it is.
well, I want to evolve. I'll let go of shed my skin from the past to evolve to my highest and best. And this is so exciting. And it's such a time of being able to accept that this is a time where we're going to heal ourselves in the mind, but also in the body,
Mhm.
and that we're going to take care of our health. This is a big year for health. So, maintain your vitamin C, your oranges, things like that, whatever you find, your herbs or things of that nature, because, you know, and I'm sure you've noticed, Willa, that when we let go of the past, there's a lot of emotions involved. And sometimes we get involved in that. And so we need to make sure that we have well-being.
I love that. I love that well-being. That's such an important aspect of this. And as you were talking, and you had explained that this is the wood snake, so it makes sense to me that this would be a time for people to really spend as much time as they could out in nature, possibly with wood. Would that be correct?
Well, it'd be great. We're very blessed. We happen to live in an
We're
old growth
surrounded.
forest. How
Lovely
awesome is
trees.
that? Where the Japanese always do uh, forest bathing.
That's right. Forest
We have
bathing,
one
Shinrin Yoku.
exactly, and we have one right in our backyard.
Blessed, very
We're
much so with that.
absolutely blessed. And because it's a wood snake, uh, just think about it. Water is very important because if we want something to grow, we have to give it water.
Hmm.
If we don't water our plants, they leave us. We have to water ourselves, which translates to me is we have to be gentle.
Mm.
And within this year, you have to find out what makes you gentle.
Oh, wow. That's an even more important statement. What makes you gentle? Because that's the yin part of this, right? What makes you gentle? Ooh.
I know. It is so, I don't know, special. Now, you can hear other people talk about this Chinese here, the snake, and they're not going to talk about it from this point of view. Let's put it this way. They may be strictly Oriental with feng shui cures, and that's fine. But this happens to be in a way that I feel as a spiritualist, it's more relatable,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
relating to my ancestors, relating to the vibratory connections with crystals, relating to the colors, relating to the vibration to begin with, and how we need to have that water, that nurturing aspect in our lives.
Are there particular activities that people would associate with either the wood element or with the year of the snake in terms of activities or even exercise? Because it seems like if
Oh,
it's more of a gentle thing, this is very Tai Chi.
exactly, exactly. You might decide you want to do Tai Chi or Qigong, or
Mhm.
even not a gentle yoga
A
class.
gentle, yeah.
I'm not sending you in to the 105-degree yoga class, nor am I telling you to do, I want it gentle. And you're absolutely right. It's a dance. Tai
Mhm.
Chi is a dance. Qigong is a dance.
That gentle sway of your hips, that kind of gentleness at this time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
And I think being in nature and walking barefoot
mm,
is important too. That has a gentleness.
earthing. Hmm.
Right. And I think that also, people are going to have a lot to do this year. So, in order to take that pause, I know that that's important. I remember Master Peng, he had a specific exercise that you could do every morning, total of 12 minutes to get your energies in alignment for the day,
Yes.
you
I
know?
think that's where stretch like gentle morning stretches, just to start that space, that gentle movement, that and building of energy in that gentle format so that you can treat yourself gently, but then others.
Exactly. And you can say to yourself, I love my body. I appreciate being here. I'm willing to let go of what I need to let go of. And I'm moving at a pace that I work with. This is not The Greatest Loser, where those people went crazy and it absolutely drove me crazy.
Right, right.
No, I mean, uh, no offense, Jillian Michaels, but you scared the bejeebies out of me.
So when a lot of people are thinking about the year of the snake, because again, the symbol of a snake is scary to a lot of people. This is not about having fear of entering into this transformation, but being in that gentle space of receptivity, really aligning oneself with their inner guide, because that is their direct link with the divine and uh, responding to this year with gentleness. That's what I'm hearing you say. That it's not necessarily about revolution; it's about transformation.
Right. Emotionally
There's a difference.
intelligent transformation intuitively.
Hmm.
But remember, Willa, the snake always returns to its nest.
What is that? What are you trying to say now?
The snake returns to its nest. The
So
snake always returns to its home.
okay, so
No
that
matter
is
where it lives off to, it always comes
back
back.
to its home base. I see what you're saying.
Right.
So what about? I have to ask. What about the idea of the snake that bites? that imagery that we normally associate with snakes, because this is a yin year of the snake, is this less likely to strike in that manner, especially if we are in a spiritual response mode
You
that
can get bitten if you
okay.
lose your job. You can get bitten if you've had fires in LA. You
Mm-hmm.
can get bitten if you have snowstorms in Lilydale that have what? You've got over 150 inches. You know, it's like, whoa, what is the bite? How do you handle it?
Frostbite.
Well, like
Right
some
now we're
people,
entered in frostbite.
yeah,
Yeah.
some people can't handle it. The bite is too much. They're getting claustrophobic and they're screaming and da 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 da. And that's the part of them, the bite and the hiss.
Oh, the hiss, the hiss. There we go.
So if you hear all these people hissing and complaining, oh, they feel as though they're being bitten.
So now, then what do we do?
You go back and read that book, The New Earth, and
So
understand,
read Eckhart Tolle New Earth book.
yeah, that, obviously they're dumping their pain body onto you.
Right.
And then you look at them and you say, okay, have I been bitten? Am I hissing? And it's okay to hiss. I happen to have a cat and she's wonderful. She's loving everything. But she had inflammation underneath her one paw. And as soon as the groomer picked her up, she hissed because that was the way she communicated. Snakes hiss when they don't want to be disturbed. They bite also when they don't want to be disturbed.
Mm.
You know, think about it. It isn't as well, snakes are predatory, looking for food, but they're not exactly running around to bite people unless you get in their way.
Right. So do people have to be concerned about those that are Chinese astrology snakes? Are they more likely to bite? Or is this a year where they're likely to be more soft?
This is going to be a year of transformation. Now, how you handle transformation, this is why we're giving you these cures. This is why we're asking you to be gentle. This is why we're doing Tai Chi to breathe and allow things to move. This is why we're taking care of our health. This is why we're using our consciousness to make a choice to become spiritually evolved, to go into meditation and say, what is right for me today? For us to bless ourselves and say, Spirit, come, assist me in this transformation. I know you can't do it for me, but I am willing to receive the loving energy that helps me transform to my highest and best.
Love it. So folks, you've just been given the words. That's lovely. Because there'll probably be a day or two or more that people need to replay this video over the course of time.
And they may need to get on the phone and call you, Willa, and go to your meditation class, as well as the classes here in Lilydale,
Hmm.
because I think this is a time where we are inviting everybody to come to our safe space,
Hmm.
to walk in our old growth forests, to sit by our beach, to enjoy the spiritual vortex that Lilydale is. As transformation, remember, it's when Buddha had his consciousness raised, he realized you can't pull the string too tight.
Mm.
Otherwise, you break. This is why we're saying being gentle.
Mhm.
Breathe. Be your unique self. You've got you've got a time in your life where you can be all that you can be. You can allow your higher self to be there with you, with your guides and teachers and spirit loved ones. And that's your support team.
Mhm. Mhm.
And they're all willing to help us because as we evolve, so do they. And that's our ancestral love.
I love it. I love it. That's so perfect. Oh, well, any last thoughts you'd like to share with folks today? I know you've been a wealth of information about the year of the snake and the colors and other things that we should be mindful of as we take our steps this year. And we want to be as much as possible in that state of grace and transcend the thoughts of karma.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's amazing too, because there'll be people, karma is just activity. Remember that. You know, what kind of activity are you going to do this year? But if people need me, you know where to find me too in Lilydale.
That's
Give me
right.
a call and we can talk about your individual Chinese chart if you like. And, come join us because don't you hear it all the time? Lilydale's such a peaceful place.
Absolutely. Hmm.
And those of us who live there do our best to create that peace for ourselves because it's a lot of energy.
It's more than just a lot sometimes. It's profoundly um, growing and but it's also this restfulness that's there, that's always there. There's a magnificence that is underneath it all.
Right. You're a mom, you have your boys. I have the children's program in Lilydale. And it's really going to be interesting to see how these children vibe in this year because so anybody who has children, you watch them and see how it's affecting them in their unconscious, subconscious mind.
Wonderful.
And you
That's
know how to guide them.
mhm.
Also, be sure, if you have oils you can use them. Uh, you can, just do all kinds of things, making your nest peaceful.
Mm, yes. Peace be with you in your nest.
Exactly. Okay. It was really funny because I did teach a feng shui class in the Chinese program several years back. And some of the kids went home and feng shuied their bedroom. They said, "No, Mom, I can't charge my cell phone in my bedroom because that's too much energy." Or, "No, no, my bed can't face the open door. That's letting my energy out." There's all kinds of things. So, you know,
Yes.
it, we're going to be absolutely wonderful, and I'm excited, and I feel this is a blessed year for everybody.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show today to explain to folks how they can celebrate this year and also bring the best of themselves to this year ahead so that they can really, as much as possible, be in that state of grace and have a spiritual response to themselves and others. And it's such a crucial time for us to have that recognition. And I just want to mention, I know Patricia regularly teaches workshops. And in fact, she's part of the astrology cafe that is.
Yes.
If you want to tell them real briefly what that's about.
The Astrology Cafe is the second Thursday of every month. You get to bring your own astrology chart and we get to chat you up. talking about the new moons and the full moons and what's going on in the sky. I've advised people come every month because every single month there is going to be changes going on. Major planetary shifts that
Yeah,
are
all those
happening,
planets are in alignment. Like, whoa.
all kinds of things like um, the sun is conjunct Pluto on January 20th. This is like really big. I mean, what can I say? Then it's Mars is retrograde and then Venus is going retrograde. I mean, all these planets changing
All this
signs.
retrograde going on.
Yeah. So it's all part of letting go of the skin of the past.
Yes, there we go. I love it. And then I know you'll be speaking at the Church of Living Spirit in February. Is that
Uh,
February 9th,
Nine.
right? And
Yes.
so that'll be online. So if people want to attend via Facebook or Zoom for the whole service, they can find the information for that on the Church of the Living Spirit website. Church of Living Spirit is located in Lilydale, New York, and it's a my home church.
Yes.
And it's so great to have them there. And I just want to mention next week, my guest will be Brenda Hawkins. We'll be talking about spiritual emergence and mental health, which
Oh,
is a
oh,
really
perfect.
important topic right now because how people can make that distinction between mental health and what they are experiencing, what we call spiritual emergence, the recognition of their gifts, their abilities, their connection with the divine. This is going to be a great show for all of you to tune into next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Well, thank
perfect
you,
timing.
Willa. I've enjoyed our time together. We always have a great talk.
We always do. I really appreciate you, Patricia. And I guess thanks for everybody who tuned in today to watch Wednesdays with Willa and Patricia Bell to talk about celebrating the year of the snake. Many blessings to all of you as you embrace this year of transformation gently and go with blessings. Amen. Bye bye.
Bye.